Welcome in. Oof, man, my hands need a little tender love and care. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday. Guys, I hope you're having a great day. Something that was completely lost on me for today. I did know that today is a federal holiday, but given that it's a federal holiday, the markets were closed today. So didn't even register until later in the day that traditional markets were closed. But the nice thing about crypto, 24/7. So at some point, traditional markets, cheers everyone. I am enjoying a red blend this afternoon, I guess you should say. It is if you guys go to Total Wine, and I had actually posted about this on Instagram if you follow me on there. But the Witching Hour, it's a very, very, very good red blend. I was introduced to it several years back. I remember the one of the people who worked the floor. He was an older guy, and I was there with someone, and we were picking out wines, and he pointed us to these different wines, and this one he said was one of his favorites. It's a very inexpensive wine, and it is very, very good. The Witching Hour, very, very good. Cheers, everybody. But yeah, so it was totally lost on me that today was a federal holiday and that the markets would be closed. Of course, traditional markets at some point, they will be open 24/7. It's only a matter of time until we look back and we sort of laugh at the fact that there were after hours trading available, and that markets were only open from 9:30 to 4 or 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think we're going to look back on that and laugh. Todd, super chats are never expected, but always appreciated. Thank you so much for the continued support. And thank you everyone who continues to show up for continued support of the channel. Do appreciate it. Of course, we're continuing on Wednesday here in terms of going through the top 100 coins, assessing the relative strength, and asking the question, which of these altcoins are the strongest performers? As I've been doing this week, Monday and Tuesday, we're going to continue that today. One of the other things that I didn't want to get lost on all of this is I think what we should do, and actually I should have time on Friday. I'm thinking Friday I might actually end up live streaming. Friday's always that optional day. I haven't been live streaming. I think I might actually live stream because, to Juan's point here, is TA Q&A day. Sort of skipped over Q&A yesterday. Don't know that we're really going to get to it tomorrow, but Friday, what we could open it up to, we'll see how far we get, but might have availability for TA Q&A tomorrow, not today. May have availability Friday, but wanted to circle back on all of the altcoins we've spoken about and kind of create a list of the strongest performers, and from that list, and I'll make a note of what they are, planning to, we're going to go through and we're going to discuss the strongest performers and which ones really kind of stand out amongst the top performers. So more to come there. But guys, let's jump into things here. Raghorn, you're liking the stream time? I'm liking the stream time too, my friend. We're back to normal time. Okay, so we're starting at top 50 here. Arweave, Ondo. I'm not going to look. Arweave, actually, I do want to take a look at Arweave. Let's take a look at what we got for Arweave. I don't think this is on Coinbase, is it? Ooh. What do I have? Mana. Shit, I was looking at something else. Arweave. So we'll do KuCoin. All right. So KuCoin, and then we're going to divide that very simply by, we'll do Coinbase, BTC USDT, can do that. So Arweave, as you can see here, this looks to be based on KuCoin's exchange. Not super familiar with the project, definitely have heard of it. But it looks to be somewhat of a newer project back in 2022. 22. You could see we were in this downtrend here, but we have since broken out. Now this one is expressing relative strength. You know what this chart reminds me of? This reminds me of Near Protocol. And so while this isn't the strongest performer that we've looked at, what I do like to see, I mean, guys, hopefully you can appreciate it at this point. We've looked at so many different altcoins. A whole ton of them have been in a general downtrend, right? This at least is beginning to form these higher highs and higher lows since the end of 2023. So I would say this is a fairly decent chart. This could be one that you could look to be a relative outperformer relative to a lot of other altcoins. I do like this general strength that we're seeing in here, right? We just want to see trend continuation to the upside. But I would actually say this one's a decent looking setup going into the end of 2025. So Arweave's looking pretty decent. We're going to skip over Ondo. I don't even know what the hell that is. Floki we can take a quick look at. Is it all KuCoin? No, it's not. All right. Why do you have to be difficult? We all know it's on Mexi. Floki. Didn't even need to look. Okay. This one's looking great. And again, it shouldn't be surprising. Again, meme coins, and you can see I'm already. I don't know if you guys are, if you are aware, drop it in the comments. I don't know if there's any sort of pre-canned, some canned views out there that I can use for like a meme coin index, but I've been trying to mess around and create my own views in terms of like a meme coin dominance view. The problem is when you come in here, you can see how I've created this. I've added all these crypto caps up. I can't add all the tokens in here that I'd want. Like I'd want Bonk in here. I would want Floki in here because it's in the top 100 and I can't get that on crypto cap. So don't know if you guys know anything. If you do, drop it in the comments if there's any canned reports. But as you're aware, meme coins have just been, the talk of the town. They've been the main narrative within this space. There's really not a lot to tell here. I mean, we are in a general uptrend, right? Higher highs and higher lows. I mean, even when you get down to some of these lower market caps, at some point I wanted to take a look at this with you guys. I mean, take a look at Wojak. You guys know that this is my dark horse play. Look at the general uptrend that you're seeing in Wojak. Now, again, there's a lot more risk here. Very, very risky token. But look at this beautiful uptrending. If I was a betting man, I would say odds are we're going to come back to at least retest this trend line. But right now, I mean, we're holding up on relative strength here on Wojak. Wojak is looking sexy AF. And you're seeing something very similar with Floki. I mean, Floki's come back here. Look what we've done. We've back-tested prior resistance, and we've formed support there. Floki's looking very good. Again, we don't need to hold this trend line. I'm just telling you what the chart is telling us so far. I can't tell the future. All I can do is read the chart and tell you what it's saying. And this is an extremely strong chart. So again, the way this chart is set up right now, unless something fundamentally changes, I would expect Floki to continue to outpace many other altcoins. Okay, flipping through. I guess we can take a look at Phantom. I'm not familiar with the project, but I know it seems fairly popular. What's the ticker on that? FTM? FTM USDT. Not good. I don't like what I'm seeing on Phantom. I don't like this chart. You got lower highs coming in. Yeah, we're sort of in a general uptrend here, but I don't know. It looks pretty weak to me, to be honest. So I'm not seeing anything that's too sexy here. Next up on the list, Jasmy, which has been a very popular token and has been doing very well. Let's take a look at that. Got a few comments here. What's up, Mazda? Good to see you. Juan, is it possible to make your own Total 4 or something where you put all the memes? Well, that's what I'm attempting to do, but I don't know if there's any canned reports out there. Yeah. Yeah, so again, for everyone new tuning in, beyond the usual of asking for the engagement on the thumbs up, drop me a comment if you're aware of any canned reports in TradingView that produce a meme index and what that index is comprised of. I was sharing with the audience earlier, I've tried creating my own canned reports, and it's not as easy as you would hope for in TradingView. So give me a shout out in the comments if you're familiar. Let's take a look at Jasmy. Relativity to Bitcoin. Now, this, I mean, I'm fully anticipating this one to be an outperformer. What's the ticker? JASMY. I mean, this has been an extremely strong performer. So let's see here. Yeah, so similar, not as strong as I would have expected, actually, which I take that back. I guess this is kind of what I expected. I'm assuming based on the structure and the tokenomics for this project, this was something where there was an ICO back here, which is why you're seeing a huge downfall here, which is quite common. Some of these tokens have recovered from these ICOs like Jasmy, and some of these tokens like Casper have not. Recovered from the ICO, but you have that initial coin offering, drops in value. You can see the same thing on the USD chart. But what you do want to look for here, you can actually see we had somewhat of a falling wedge, looks like. Yeah, absolutely. You definitely had somewhat of a falling wedge here, no question about that. You can see we have a wide base up here, and then we got more narrow and broke up. This one, I will say, as weak as it was in 22 and 23, I like what I'm seeing here. I do like this chart. I mean, we're seeing a general uptrend. We're seeing higher highs, higher lows come in. We have some resistance we're going to battle with up here, but this is showing a promising setup, okay? If we just sort of ignore some of the past, right, and we kind of focus in here, right, this is showing some promise if we focus on recent price action, right, if we just ignore the ICO, of a general uptrend and continuation to the upside, suggesting that this will continue to outperform many of your other altcoins in relation to outperforming Bitcoin. So I would give that a thumbs up for Jasmy. Theta we're going to ignore. Bonk's going to be much of the same that we've already looked at with some of these other meme coins. I'm assuming this is going to be a very strong chart. Yeah, again, this, I got to tell you, this is an extremely beautiful setup, and let me tell you why. I mean, any basic technical analyst would tell you. Again, it's, the beautiful thing about technical analysis is it's a data-driven view, and it's personally where my passion lies and where I excel, partly in life. To be honest with you, like, God gifted me with the ability to do math. Okay, I love analytics, I love math, and so a lot of this stuff I found when I do technical analysis, it comes very natural to me. But whether it plays out like this, whether it plays out like this, it doesn't matter. You have a massive pole and pennant. This is a bull flag, guys. There's nothing in this chart to suggest to you otherwise that Bonk's just not going to continue to outperform other altcoins, right? I don't know how high it's going to go, but this chart would tell you that it's had historically, although immature data, it has historically outpaced returns on Bitcoin. And when we've assessed how the strength has compared to other altcoins, this is telling us that it has outpaced other altcoin performance within the industry. And unless something fundamentally changes in this chart, I expect it to continue. Bonk looks great. Guys, look, my general thought process, just to take a step back for a moment before we continue here going up, we're going to skip Brett only because it's another meme coin. It's going to show a strong chart. There's no doubt about that. We'll take a look at Rune. my general thought process here, again, related to a narrative, we know, kind of going back in 2023, crypto artificial intelligence, right? Crypto AI plays was a very strong performer. And then eventually, your meme coin plays took over, right? AI is still a strong play. I still anticipate AI to do very well going into 2025, right? Whether you're talking about big data plays like the graph, or you're talking about, Fetch AI, whatever you're talking about, Ocean Protocol, I expect those to be continued strong performers in the space. And meme coins are no different. Meme coins are not going anywhere. And in fact, just for a moment to have fun and hypothesize out into the future, while the further out in future we go and trying to prognosticate certain things that will play out in the crypto market, the less there's a decreased probability we're actually going to be correct, right? It's very hard to forecast out into the future. If I had to take an educated guess looking into, of course, we don't want to think this far ahead, but when we see significant downside and we really truly enter a bear market, going at some point in 25, definitely by 26, for sure. Once we resurface and we begin to enter that new massive bullish phase within the crypto industry, I expect social tokens and meme coins to be a very big thing that isn't going anywhere. I don't think this is a fad. I don't think this is a dying thing. I think part of what's being represented in this space based on social tokens are the community members that make up being the investors, the people who are in this space, right? So I don't think they're going anywhere. All right, let's move on to Thorchain. This is ticker symbol RUNE. I feel sort of mixed about this. I don't want to lose this area of support right here, because if we lose this area of price confluence, you're entertaining coming all the way back here. I will say this. If Rune can hold this general area of support, I welcome a high, a low, a higher high, and a double bottom. It's messy. But essentially, if we hold this level, we got a double bottom. And I welcome that, because if that holds true, then there's a high likelihood we're just going to continue to the upside. If we lose this line of support, I'm a lot less bullish, okay? If we can hold this general line here on candle body closing basis on the weekly, 2-week view, okay, higher time frame, I would actually say this looks decent. This looks decent. If we lose this line, I'm less bullish about it. So kind of mixed on this. So that was Rune. Aave I'm going to skip. Celestia I'm going to skip. Fetch AI. I want to take a look at Fetch. Yeah, man. I mean, you can't. You have to have the complete inability to read charts not to be able to be bullish on this. Again, when you look at a chart like this, right? Oh, wow, this looks beautiful. Did we retest this? Oh, wow. This is extremely bullish, especially if we hold this line right here. Do you see this price confluence here on Fetch AI, BTC relativity? Look how we just back tested this here. We're in a general uptrend. We got the higher highs. We got the higher lows. Look at this. Look at this. We came down here and back tested this area. For me to get bearish on this, we would have to take out these levels all the way down here. So this price would have to, this is massively bullish. This is going to be in the on the list of strongest, the strongest altcoins. Guys, this chart is telling us that Fetch AI has a very high likelihood of continuing to outpace Bitcoin and continuing to outpace the rest of the altcoin market. And it's a great example And again, I'm going to take every opportunity to continue to shit on Casper until the chart turns around. This is a great example of why it is a horrible decision, and take it from someone who's been here for a while, to look at a low market cap like a Casper. Okay, let's pull it up because we haven't looked at it yet. Let's look at Casper BTC. It's a horrible decision to look at a Casper BTC and say, this has been a laggard. It's been 2 cents forever, and it's a lower market cap than Fetch AI, so it's got to outpace Fetch AI. Guys, holy fuck. Like, again, okay? What do I really even need to use words to express how bearish this view is? This entire time, you could have invested in Bitcoin and outpaced your returns rather than sticking a penny into Casper. You could have stuck your money in Fetch AI and you would have massively outperformed. So again, I'm not telling you this chart can't turn around. There are charts that have looked like this in the past. Okay, we've evaluated some of them which have turned around. So all kidding aside, and I'll stop trolling the community for a moment, Casper could completely turn around. There's absolutely a possibility for that. But being data-driven and evaluating this chart and just keeping things 100% with you, I refuse to say, well, I hope for that, and I'm just going to hold out hope for that when there's nothing in the data suggesting. In fact, we're actually breaking the downward channel here, which is even more bearish, okay? There's nothing here to feel convicted about. If you're listening to people who are convicted on this investment, clearly they're evaluating something in the fundamentals, which we're not talking about here. It has nothing to do with the technicals. If anyone is trying to, let me tell you this right now, if anyone is trying to evaluate the Casper USD chart or the Casper BTC chart and to get you bullish on it, they have no goddamn fucking clue. Is that clear enough for you? What they're talking about. There's nothing on the technicals that are bullish. It's not that it can't turn around, it's that everything in the chart is bearish. Why the fuck would you want to invest in this when you could invest in something like this? Look at it continuing to outpace the rest of the market. And just because this is a higher market cap than Casper does not mean, and because Casper has lagged, does not mean that Casper has to outpace Fetch AI from current levels. Could Casper, at current price levels, provide you with a higher potential price multiple by the end of this year than Fetch AI? Yes, that is a possibility. But there is nothing in the charts that's telling you that's a high likelihood. I'm just warning you right now, guys, if you have the wrong mindset, to start kind of retooling your mindset. Fetch BTC is an extremely bullish chart, okay? Core, we're not going to look at. Algorand's been a disaster. We're not going to look at. I would be curious. I'm not even going to look at Algorand, and I'll tell you why. The USD chart has been so bearish that it's not even worth looking at the Bitcoin relativity chart. I can tell you right now it's very bearish. Let's take a look at Flare, actually. I'm quite interested what Flare looks like, to keep it 100% with you. Of course, I have all my flares delegated and staked. It's all wrapped up. Okay, so for a moment, let's go back in time here, okay? Right here, if we were evaluating this chart as of this candlestick here, even this candlestick right here, back in February, I would say, guys, we are in a general uptrend. As bearish and as much as I was trolling the community and shitting on things back here and having fun with people, sometimes my humor is lost, okay? I'm invested in this, okay? I got the airdrop, so I have a vested interest in this wanting to do well. Just like I own a little bit, not as much as I had, thankfully I got out, I own a little bit of Casper, okay? So I have a vested interest in that going up, but I want to see this thing go up, but if I was keeping things 100% real with you, I would have said the same thing back here that I said about Casper, right? Until I see something prove itself in the charts, it looks like a fucking disaster, okay? Well, it started to prove itself. Look at this nice uptrend here. We got the higher highs, we got the higher lows. We're stair-stepping up like Super Mario. Okay, we're looking good. Now we've had some downside price action, okay? If we come to current times, now as a technical analyst, what we want to ask ourselves is, how bullish are we remaining on this chart? Very similar thought process to the last chart we evaluated. What was that? Was it Rune? I forget. There was a chart where we double bottomed. I forget. You guys know. Essentially what we've done is, this is how I would interpret this chart. In fact, let's condense the price action, okay? Just to keep it even cleaner. This actually creates an even easier view for us, okay? What you can clearly see here, I like it right there. What you can clearly see here is, since we had our move up, we have a low, a high, and a double bottom. Double bottom with both of these lows being a higher low, right? So we got the higher low in the double bottom, and we got the higher high. We got the high, I should say. We want to see a higher high come in somewhere up here. This is showing promise of continued upside. But for us to feel confident that that's going to be the case, this line needs to hold. If we begin to break down from current levels substantially, there could be a little... Remember, on this channel, we've discussed range deviations, right? I'm not telling you we couldn't get a little range deviation and a fake out, because we've seen that plenty of times on this channel. But for the most part, what I'd like to see is for this level to hold. If this level holds, I feel good about there being at least a double top, if not a higher high coming in somewhere up here, okay? So this is showing promise that we could see something substantial to the upside. I would give this a cautiously optimistic view. As hard as that is to believe, as much as I have shitted on Flare, Flare BTC is actually looking promising for potential strength going into the end of the year. Something to watch for. So we got Flare Pith. Pith, I know, has gotten some... I don't really know a lot about it. I think it's a competitor to Chainlink. Again, I don't know a lot about it. But I don't think it's on Coinbase. PayPal? The fuck is that? PayPal USD? The fuck is that? Clearly, I don't know what's going on there. PayPal? The fuck is that? Wow. Somewhere along the way, PayPal USD, I don't know. Guys, you probably know and I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. I have to look into it. I'm anti-PayPal. I had someone ask me the other day, what was I trying to pay? Oh, yeah. You know the true sign of a serious lifter? The true sign of a serious lifter is when he or she business travels, the first thing they look into is, where's the local gym? So I am traveling next month for business. I'll make sure to announce that. I'll be kind of unavailable for just a couple days. It's a quick trip. And I'll be traveling to the Northwest. And I located an Anytime Fitness. And I set up, they're sending me a key fob. I talk to the store manager. I do what I got to do to get my gym time in, right? And he asked me if I had PayPal. We were trying to get a solution for a payment in place. He said, no, I'm anti-PayPal. And I explained why. And I'm going to Zelle him. Actually, I have to follow up with them. I'm glad I brought that up. But anyway, I'm anti-PayPal for reasons that you guys probably are aware of. All right, let's get into Pith. Oh, Mexi, how surprising. Okay, Pith, not a lot of price data. Can't really comment on it, but the limited price data we do have, I mean, come on, guys. I think you can read my mind at this point, right? This is a bearish chart. We could make this a line chart. We got lower lows coming in and a lower high. It looks bad. Till that turns around, I have no conviction on it. It's got to show me something. Again, clearly make the distinction here, guys, that what I'm doing is evaluating factual data. I'm not interjecting my subjectivity. This isn't about I love Caspa and I hate something else. I hate this and love this. That's not what this is about. Clearly, I have demonstrated that because we evaluated the Holy Crypto Trinity. And did I really have a lot of really positive things about did I really have a lot of positive things to say about the Holy Crypto Trinity? No. I said HBAR was the strongest of the three, but neither of the three were very strong. Okay, so clearly I'm remaining unbiased here. Say, this is decent because similar to what we're seeing with Flare, you can see we've got a low and we've got higher lows here. We have a double bottom, okay? Double bottom. I want to see same comments as Flare. We got the high up here, right? I want to see this hold and I want to see this continue up. This looks promising, okay? Similar comments as Flare on Say. Jupiter, we are going to take a look at that. That's another one. It's an exchange, I think, on Solana. I think it's a DEX on Solana, if I'm correct. Can I type? Again, not a lot of price data here. Actually, even less price data. Not a lot to say here. Again, there's kind of two scenarios that'll pan out here. Either this general level will hold, which would be bullish. We can come down here. We can consolidate in this general region and then continue moving up. Or we're going to completely fall apart and go down and create lower lows, right? It's just too early to tell. So it's kind of, I'm just neutral on it at the moment. Nothing bearish, nothing bullish. Athena, we're not going to take a look at. I don't even know what the hell that is. Maybe I should look into that. Clearly, there's something in the top 100 I don't know. Flow, I don't know what Flow is either. Athena, Flow. You know what? For fun, let's take a look at it because I don't even know what it is. Athena, E-N-A. Not enough price data. It's not even worth it. KuCoin, Starkneck. What is this? What is this? Tony Stark? Is this Iron Man? I don't know what the hell that is. Some of these tokens in the top 100, I have no fucking clue what they are. Good chance they won't be around. I don't know what they are. Probably, yeah, that looks like shit. Okay, this is one of these shitty ICOs that, yeah, that looks horrible. Quant's been one of those projects. Guys, great example. Put out a video. I've put out at least one video, if not two, on Quant. Quant had such a strong chart, and now it's not abysmal. That's the wrong word. It's just been lackluster. Quant has been very lackluster. And Quant's a great example. This looks horrendous, by the way. There's got to be more price data than this. Let's see, Quant. Okay, I know there's more price data than that. That looks horrendous. Yeah, Quant looks horrible, guys. We're just bleeding. There's nothing, I mean, this view is telling me, given the lower lows here, I'll just, very simple, lower low here. This is going to continue to underperform the market until proven otherwise. Funny story about Quant. Funny, not funny, but something I should share with you guys. This is a great example of why it's important to remain level-headed and exercise something I like to call common sense in the market. I remember a time in 2022 when Quant was having a rise in price, USD, while the rest of the market was correcting. And there were a few people, I don't want to say a lot, but a few people. It's not like I'm that popular on X or Twitter. I have almost 16,000. Yeah, I don't have a ton of followers. But I saw people calling for Quant to never have a major correction again. Quant was going to revolutionize everything. Quant was going to go into the top 10. This is what I like to call delusion, okay? Just because your crypto asset's going on a nice run doesn't mean all of a sudden it's going into the top 10. It certainly doesn't mean that it's not going to undergo a massive correction. Hear me when I say this, and I say this with the utmost confidence. And actually, this is a pretty bold statement. I feel more confident. Listen to what I'm about to say. I feel more confident that the majority, the vast majority, the huge vast majority of altcoins will undergo a 97 to 99% correction in the next true bear market than I do about Bitcoin hitting $100,000. Did you hear what I just said? I feel more convicted about the statement that altcoins in the next bear market will undergo, most of them, the vast majority, most majority, will undergo a 99 to 97% correction versus Bitcoin even hitting $100,000. That's how convicted I feel on altcoins undergoing a massive correction. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Again, been here for too long. Beam, let's see, and fingers crossed. I just got a text message from my mechanic/friend. Let's have fingers crossed that my car is fucking fixed, because I've been without my car for too long now. So there was an issue with my car. It's kind of an odd issue, hoping that I have an awesome mechanic, and I'm hoping he fucking figured out the issue, because I really don't want to hear that I don't have my car tomorrow. So give me something positive. It's an audio file. I'll listen. Oh, God, please. All right. Beam looks horrendous. Again, not a lot to say here. Lower highs and lower lows. Beam looks terrible. Okay? So, again, this is real easy, right? You keep standard criteria here. Yeah. Pendle, not very familiar. Pendle. Ooh, I'm glad we took a look at this. What the hell is this project? At some point, I know I heard the name, but I have no clue what this project is. Wow, this is strong. Guys, I don't need to say anything, right? The most novice of technical analysts can read this chart. Again, we're not going to overcomplicate things. We're not going to look at price indicators. Look at the general uptrend here. This is beautiful. And this, even though we have limited price data here, this is going in the top altcoin pairings. Pendle looks phenomenal. So again, until something changes in the chart, this is going to continue to outperform Bitcoin and continue to outperform other altcoins. Now, I do see the potential. The only thing I see is the potential for a rising wedge. Okay, you could actually... Okay, there's the potential, which is a bearish pattern. You could see some sort of breakdown here. But again, there's so much structure here. The beautiful thing about this uprise is even if we see some sort of a downfall here in relativity value, we have enough market structure. We haven't just gone parabolic. We've developed market structure and stair-stepped up the way that even if we fall out of a falling wedge, we could come all the way down here and still be bullish. So this one looks great. Message from your mechanic, buy more Caspa. Yeah, I appreciate the concern, guys. We're not going to get into issues surrounding my car. I could go out and buy a fleet of Acura Integras if I wanted to, but I've held on my... It's a minor issue. It's an airflow issue. It's one of those issues where it's nothing majorly mechanically wrong with the car. It's just kind of figuring out what the issue is. So... more to come there. I'll share some details with you. But I have an 01 Integra that's my baby, and I refuse to get rid of. At some point, it will be the second car. But for now, I don't do a lot of driving, guys. I go to the fucking gym. I mean, where the fuck else do I go? So why do I need, to buy a $70,000 car? Maybe my mechanic is saying to buy more Caspa. Yeah, my mechanic is a really good guy. Like I said, I'm friends with him. He's a really good guy. He's an awesome mechanic. He's been so fair to me over the years. He really knows his shit. So if anyone can solve it, it's him. And I have the utmost confidence that he can figure it out. I did use ChatGPT to try to... it's the most I can offer to give him ideas in terms of what may be going on. There's a whole host of different things. The idle control valve, The fuel injectors are what we're taking a look at the moment. All right. Yes, this is major area. We want to hold here, else this is going to get a lot more bearish. But Gala, ticker symbol GALA, there's nothing in this chart to tell me that this thing's going to be a huge outperformer. We've been losing value with little, we've had these little rises up, but yeah, Gala does not look good. We're not looking at this. We're not looking at this. We're certainly not looking at Bitcoin SV. Guys, we're almost at the top 100, and then we can go outside the top 100 for a few I missed. Trying to see which. We'll take a look at Singularity. We're not going to look at Tezos. Tezos is a bleeder. We got ourselves a bleeder. In fact, we might look at it for fun. Singularity Net might be a good one. I think that actually might be a good one. And then I think looking at the time, we're going to call it a day. Okay, so, wow, look at that wick. Look at that wick. I was going to make an inappropriate joke. Thankfully, I caught myself. This area of price confluence right there, okay? Now, the strongest thing we could do at this point would be to maintain this region right here that I have illustrated for you, because now we've gotten this huge rise up. We've come all the way down here. We've created the higher low and the high, and we're waiting for this to come in. As long as this region holds up, we could be in the midst of a trend reversal to the upside in appreciation versus Bitcoin. So cautiously optimistic here. Cautiously optimistic. We've seen a lot of downside here. Let's take a look at the fib retracement real quick. We definitely hit the 0.618. Yeah, we went well below that and hit the 0.786. So as long as this region holds up, this is bullish. And I would anticipate it to continue. Going to be a lot of resistance up here. A lot of resistance right there, okay? But this looks promising for potential higher highs. So one to keep an eye on. Tezos we're going to look at for fun because this one's going to look god-awful. Tezos to you, Bezos. You remember DIY investing? I haven't seen his shit in a while. I don't know if he's still producing videos. Anybody know DIY investing? Tezos. Oh, XTZ, that's right. You know, I used to own Tezos. I bought that back during the beer virus scare. I think I purchased like 85 cents Tezos. That number sticks out to me, 85 cents. Let's see where Tezos is at. Actually, I'm curious. Tezos, this is horrific. This chart is so bad. I hope no one here owns Tezos. Let's look at Tezos. Oh my God. Is this thing... Okay, so again, I think during the COVID or the beer virus lows, I purchased this at like 85 cents. Is this thing even at $1? Oh my God. Wow, this is... Yeah. Legit. I'm at 85 cents, so I would have purchased it right around here, and we're actually below there. That is horrific. And this is why buying and just holding blindly is just so stupid, quite frankly. Taking profits, is so important. Looks horrific. Guys, we're going to close it out there within the top 90. So for tomorrow, we only have a few tokens to take a look at, and then we'll go outside the top 100 for ones I can think of we haven't looked at. We haven't looked at Alchemy Pay. We haven't looked at Digibyte, and a few others that are outside the top 100, perhaps. Like maybe I'll take a look at Sushi Swap. We haven't talked about that one in a while. It's been abysmal. We'll take a look at that one. And then we're going to round things up. We're going to take a look at the strongest altcoins, right? We're going to create that short list of Bitcoin pairing charts that are the strongest, and then we're going to have a conversation of the top, like, let's say there's 10 charts. We're going to say, what are those top 5? Those top 5, based on the charts, they appear to be the go-to in terms of unless something fundamentally changes in the charts, the empirical, factual, objective, not subjective, objective data is telling us they're the go-to. They're going to be the stronger performers moving forward. Guys, let's fucking go, as Josh would say. I will be back here tomorrow. I'll probably be back here on Friday, to be honest with you. I thought I had an afternoon appointment on Friday. That's next Friday. So I'll probably be back here Friday. I don't have any plans. So until next time, everybody, let's all spread awareness. Let's carry the education forward, everybody. Take care, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Traditional markets are back open tomorrow, so there should be a little bit more excitement. Real quick, I'll touch on this for everyone who's stuck around. I did post out that the RSI on the 12-hour is getting towards levels that, while nothing is a guarantee, this has in the past couple years been a historical bounce zone for Bitcoin. You can see it happen here back in May. That when we've gotten down to this relative strength index zone, it's typically been a bottom indicator. May not paint it perfectly. We could go sideways for a little bit, but it's at least spelling to us that if we haven't bottomed, we're extremely close to it. So could see some potential upside this week. So I will be here for that. Take care, everybody. Until next time, let's all spread awareness, carry the education forward.